Want to hear something funny? My shoes squeak when I walk. Good evening. No, I've just, for the most part, been kind of taking it easy today. I went on a nice walk. I did a vid then, but then I went back, listened, and I was like, it's not like it was bad or anything like that, but there was just, there was a couple things that, that I need to leave out. I just don't like editing my vids too much. I don't like cutting them up too much. Unless the rain drops on the phone and then deactivates record, and I either don't realize it or I see it and then I have to start again. Like, sorry, oops. No, I went for a good walk. It was nice, I'm just trying to some degree, just get more grounded and re-energized, because this type of situation, like, damn near taps you dry in every aspect. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. It just wipes you the hell out. Financially, just all of it. Socially. Like, yeah. And so, pushing forward no matter what, it's not easy. I can be honest in the fact that I wouldn't have pushed forward if it wasn't for the fact that I kept my faith. And I'm thankful for how it was resparked, basically, because I almost lost it completely in this whole mess. And there's just so much shit. And I can't talk about everything, and I just, I mean, some of the things that I saw on there, I saw, during that, when I was dealing with the Roku stuff, there was things I saw that I acknowledge that I just don't feel comfortable acknowledging out loud on here and all that, and I don't want to say too much, but I know, I'm aware of, I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to say I am 100%, but I'm pretty damn sure I'm aware of what's being said and all that, and I don't really mention it because I'm not sure whether or not to, and I just don't feel right about it, and the subject just kind of makes me feel awkward, not in a bad way or anything. It just, yeah. Now today, for the most part, it's just more or less just, I'm burnt out. I'm like really burnt out. But I've been enjoying, listening more to the radio. I still catch a couple of my favorite folks on here. Like Miss Tylisha. She's been a huge help with me in some of this too, and some of these others that, they just kind of made things a little easier for me. Versus, I have done, like, I'm burnt out. And I know it's not over. It's just I feel like my part in this situation is done. I need to rest. I need to recoup. I need to focus on, like, unscrambling my brain. That's a big one. I gotta work on unscrambling my damn brain. Because, the last several years has been quite the ride. And I'm trying to learn from it and not allow it to just, like, I'm just not letting it turn me into what it would have done to other people. And I don't even have any grudges. There's no anger. There's anger that it happened, the crap that had been going on and everything, but I can't do anything about it. I can't change it. But I don't have any grudges or hate or anything like that towards the people that were involved in all this, and even all the externals that I don't even know who the heck it is that is involved. And then I realized that I have at least a couple angels out there looking out for me, and they know who they are. And I'm at the point I'm aware of them. I'm also, I'm giving, I couldn't have done this without my faith. I couldn't have done this without God in the mix. I'll tell you that right now. I could not have gone this far. And I guess I just don't pray the way other people do. I just kind of talk to the big guy. I like doing that on my walks and all that stuff that you don't necessarily see on my vids. And a lot of times I don't talk out loud. He's not like us in the sense where he has to hear your voice, like your spoken voice, to hear you. No, I've just, with everything, that has been going on, it's trying to refocus, and, in the process of not only trying to still continue down, that idea of trying to reach I have very simple goals in the sense of, home family business type thing. And it seems like I've just been a failure at all of it. It's just I haven't given up on it. For most part, I'm just exhausted from this whole thing. Just all that, like, I don't know how to explain it. I've got to, like, almost like, I feel like my batteries are just almost depleted. And so that's why I've just been taking it easy. Went and had some Chinese food. And, well, some panda. And then, I mean, I'd be going to King Law's down there in Klamath, because, you go there to eat versus delivery. If you go there to eat, the food is so damn good there. So it's like, yeah, I love that place. But I know there's other places like that. Like, there was a place, yeah, I'm getting off track. I'm getting excited about the thought of it. But, no, I just started to spend more time over the last week, even with all this chaos, everything that's going on. I've just been spending more time, just kind of listening. And, yeah, I'm thankful that we get a good radio station up here. I mean, it's not your one. It's not like I have a bias towards Caleb. I'm really enjoying it, and it's been helping me through this and all that too. Like, I've been working through a lot of stuff in the process of all this. I know what I'll say, I know what I'm drawn to. It's just things that I just can't bring myself to say out loud right now. And I'm just really thankful for not just the big guys' help and Big Brother's help. I'm not talking about, well, I guess Big Brother, but yeah, because I had nobody around me, like no physical body basically around me that was really there to help her and support. I really had nowhere else to turn to, and on top of it, I don't know if other people out there know it or not, and I don't think they'll ever know it, but there's the one person that immediately, like, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it, but when they brought me back to my faith, like, that was an experience. And leaving my therapy appointment and just feeling pretty hopeless and burned out just from all the stress and just all of it. And just trying to deal with my mistakes and the things that, regardless of where gaslighting is concerned, I still have to, and reactive abuse is concerned, I still have to deal with my part in that stuff, And that's how it's supposed to be in those situations, regardless of the scenario, who's doing it and who's reacting to it. They both gotta really get help. And so, like, yeah, just through that whole thing, I was, dealing with my stuff, taking accountability, just trying to, because I was never like this before. I really wasn't. I mean, the last few years really, like, wiped me out, even as a person. And I was just getting off of, turning off of basically the Washburn Way there in town and onto, might as well say Route 66, because it goes right through there. And I was hitting scan on the radio because I was in the process of, like, really considering swinging from the rafters of my shop. I but I didn't think anybody would give a shit. And it would have been like pretty much like having a Christmas ornament left for them to find. Like, this is what you want. Like, I feel like this is the present that you want. This is the gift that you want. Like, this is how I've been made to feel by my family, a lot of friends, my son's mom. Like, I got brought to a point I felt like I needed to finish the job that I guess I had tried to do some years, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, something like that, and just don't even remember it. I got little bits and pieces. Like, I wasn't even, when that happened, I wasn't even, like, in that mind frame of doing something like that. I just felt, I don't know how to explain that situation. But when I got onto Route 66 there, I'm scanning through the radio, and I mean, I'm at my lowest point, at my complete lowest point. And I hadn't felt, like I said, I hadn't felt that way in a long time, in a very long time. And I was seriously pretty much planning out, more or less, how I was just going to take myself out. It's like, my kids hate me, my family hates me. I lost all my friends. And the only person I had to turn to was the person who just kept hurting me. And it was like, it didn't matter if I fought back or argued back or stood up for myself. It didn't matter. I was always going to be the piece of shit. I was always going to be the monster. I was always going to be the blame. And so, I just don't like talking about that whole scenario. Even before that, I just don't like talking about it. Well, this was going through my mind as I was like, I'll go ahead and turn on the radio, because normally I don't listen to the radio. For most part, I stopped listening to the radio a long time ago. For the most part, I would just sit and drive in a quiet vehicle. It's just that day there, I felt like I was like, I need to just turn on the radio. My head's in places that it doesn't need to be, but and so when I turned it on, I just pushed the scan button. I mean, most of the stations down there pretty much played like classic rock and country and all that, and I don't mind that stuff. I liked that music. That was some of my favorite music growing up. It's just, it really isn't a part of me. You know, not in that sense. And it stopped on, you know, the In Jesus Name song. And I don't know what it was, but immediately it broke me down. Like, it shattered me. It's just like, in the weirdest way possible, and all, I guess you could say the weirdest way possible. Like, it did feel like that was like intended to happen right at the moment when it was supposed to happen. Like I was supposed to hear that. And what bugged me like a lot from the time from there on out, and it wasn't like a bad bug. It wasn't like this is bugging me and I'm getting annoyed and all this. It was nothing like that. But I noticed every time that person released a song, it was always at the exact moment I needed to hear it. And every time, it fucking breaks me down. Even when they you know, they're not really sad. It's just I don't understand. I don't know how to explain it, and I'm, like I said, I'm uncomfortable explaining some of this right now. If it wasn't for that, I would have given up. Whether it would have been that night, that weekend, I was planning on giving up. And being as cold as it was, I knew that even if they decided that to go somewhere and not return for a while because they just, yeah, whatever, or they get to come home to probably the best gift that they'd ever wanted, because that's how they made me feel. That's what they wanted me to do. Like, they took everything else from me. And then I got told it was my fault. I don't know how to explain that whole experience there, but that's what brought me back to my faith. And I noticed that anytime I was around that person, I was kind of being pulled further away. Like, I wasn't feeling comfortable being able to play the music I actually enjoyed listening to. And sometimes I would sit and listen to it with my earbuds. And other times I'd just listen to, like, podcasts and stuff like that with my earbuds and all that. And but because I was aware of what I was doing, in the sense of, I knew, not necessarily just getting closure, but learning the truth and all that stuff, I felt like I had to stick around longer when I didn't want to. You know, after calling off the marriage thing, you know, I kept trying. I kept trying to save the relationship. But I also knew that whole time it wasn't savable, it wasn't salvageable, and I knew no matter what was said or done, it wasn't going to change. And so I had, did my feelings towards them change? No, I'm still in love with her. I don't want anything bad to happen to her, but I also recognize she's got to deal with her shit too. She's got to deal with the shit she's done. And same with the other people that got involved. All of them do. I just don't have any, like, bad feelings towards them. I just want them to get help. You can't do this stuff to people. And then blame the people you do it to, and then expect them to get help for the damage you created, and then go on to the next person. I can tell you right now, every time I hear that person sing on the radio, it still affects me the same way as that first moment I heard them sing and heard that song. I don't know why. And yeah, it's awkward to me. The idea that I recognize that I'm going to pluralize it. I think Yeah, I'm gonna pluralize it because I don't want it to be specific, even though it does. Yeah, I'm aware of the fact that I've got someone out there that's been looking over and helping me out, and it's somebody that I genuinely, I've already stated before, I basically I owe my life to. Because if it wasn't for them, no matter all the hardships, all the shit that's happened from the time they left when to, yeah. It's my freshman, or no, 8th grade year. And we continued to write, yeah. Even though there hasn't been any connection really in a long time, I know who's looking out for me, and I do owe them my life. Because as I said, regardless of all the bad shit that has happened between then and now, outside of the things that's going on with my own family, as in, yeah, with my family, I would have, yeah, never met the people I have, experienced the things I have, regardless of all the bad outweighing the good. Those good moments, when I think about them, you know, they quickly help deplete those bad ones. It's like kind of finding your happy spots and your happy places. Like, it's not necessarily safe spaces, because realistically, you're not really safe anywhere from certain types of people. And I've definitely learned that one. But it gives you a, you know, kind of your own personal sanctuary that you can escape to, and realize that, you know, even though there's just all this bad shit, and at face value, it may outweigh those few good moments. I wouldn't change any of it for the world. Because, yeah, I wouldn't have experienced the things I did. I wouldn't have met the people I have. I wouldn't be like me. Like, I wouldn't be the person I am. Doesn't mean that I'm the greatest person in the world. I'm not Muhammad Ali, that's for sure. I'm just me. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. There are people that are in my life that I don't have, like, any form of, like, real contact with at all. And it's only a couple people that I'm really thankful for. Doesn't mean I'm not thankful for the rest. No, I'm thankful for them. I'm actually grateful for them, because they realistically taught me a lot. And I just wish I wasn't such a slow learner. I'm just kind of looking forward to, healing process is going to be a while. It's going to take a while. It's just, I'm just happy that for the most part, you know, I can't say the worst of it's over, because I'm not going to be surprised I learned some new shit. That's, to be honest, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to learn new stuff, and I'm going to learn some really bad things. I'm just not going to be surprised. Like, this, what I went through was, like, it was evil. Like, I've never felt so much evil in my life from anybody like that. Especially, yeah. Like, yeah. You know, I think one of the things I miss the most right now is having a genuine hug. It sounds funny, but yeah. And it's, yeah. Today's just really been kind of a calm. I can't say it's been exciting or anything like that. it's been a day of processing and trying to calm down and relax and, ground myself and try to, like, in essence, re-energize, 'cause I can't explain what's been going on and what has been going on. I know that it's depleted my energy in multiple ways, and the need to recoup that and sort of rest a bit and help my scatterbrain kind of not be so scattered. Yeah. I just know I'm really thankful for the various people, that, including those I haven't met before, that have really made some impacts on my life. And I'm just not going to be taking that stuff for granted. And I won't. One thing I do know for sure, I'm going to have to, in acknowledgement to a suggestion by someone, get a VPN for after I move, get for a computer and stuff like that. When when this home sells this phone, I'm disconnecting the services altogether, because the only reason I have it at this point is mostly because of the home being up for sale. And then, yeah, I still got to contact Social Security to change my number. I keep forgetting that part. It's showing you how scattered my brain has been, and like, yeah, I spent a lot of time having to think for someone else at times, because they would act like they weren't very intelligent, and it's like I knew better. And it's like, please don't do that. I get being playful or fun or genuinely not knowing something, but when you can read the person, you're like, no, you had no problem, no. But anyways, I'm gonna cut this here so I can, relax more, rest more. I figured I'd just update you. And give you a nice little ramble. I did, even though I did a vid earlier and brought up having done, done up a fundraiser thing, I went ahead and did 2 fundraisers for 2 different designs. Where every, all profits made from the purchases go to Real Men Against Domestic Violence. I don't, again, like I said before, I don't make anything from it. If you want to leave a tip, you can, because I guess the option's there, but I don't need one. I don't want one. But there's 500 shirts for each one. That's the goal. And just want to see what happens. Also, to some of these YT channels and all that, excuse me, including a couple I converse with here and there, I really appreciate y'all. I think a lot of people don't give credit where credit's due, and a lot of it is the religious bias that might be built into things. I just want y'all to know I appreciate all the different people that have been supportive quietly. I know I still got a lot of shit I got to deal with. I got the healing process is going to be a long time. Doesn't mean it's impossible to, get back to some state of, being good. No, it'll happen. I just know I've kind of reached to that point. I just reckon that I can't go much further on my own. So, thank you for watching. Have a good night and be safe out there. Late.